a lot more intense. There's no time to settle.
It's less of having to pace yourself and it's more throwing everything at every stroke, and really with this one, every stroke does count.
One mistake over 350 metres would probably lose you the race.
Drawing teams from 8 cities across England, the Power 8 Sprint sees crews of 8 compete in a series of single elimination races across a distance of just 350 metres.
In the summer we race over about 2,000 metres would be the standard distance. So the Power 8 is far shorter than anything else that we would really be used to. So this is a really exciting opportunity to see some very fast-paced, high-tempo rowing, which could be utter carnage. You just don't know what's going to happen over 350 metres.
We have selected the Manchester team off of lots of different clubs in the area, and we had about 15 guys to choose from, and we would pick the fastest combination from those. Being thrown together into a new boat is hard because you're rowing with people you've never rowed with before. There might be slightly different techniques or different approaches to rowing.
In rowing, it's very much about timing, so you want to all come into the catch together and all come to the finish together. And if the finish is off, the boat's going to be unbalanced, it's going to be unstable, and when the catch is off, you're not applying the power directly, so it won't go straight. So it's really important that we're basically making the most of our time together, so we do row together, otherwise we're not going to be as comfortable as we would be.
So in the 8, you've got effectively 3 sections. You have the front of it, which is where you have 2 people who are very rhythm-based. They're very good at rhythm. They have a nice technique, so they're very easy to follow. And you have the middle 4, who are the engine room, if you like. That's where you put your strongest people. And you have the back, which is the bows. You have the final 2, and they're the people that are technically refined. They're usually a little bit lighter, not necessarily as strong, and they give the boat the balance and the platform for everyone else to row in and work off. Power 8 is similar in the sense of how you would set up the boat, but it's more dominated by your strength.
I think everyone on the crew's probably done a bit more sort of strength and power work with the weights, doing sort of maybe shorter reps and really building that raw power for the start line.
It will really favour the really big, strong, powerful guys. On the ergo, we're tested over 2,000 metres. Most people are in the 6:10s, 6:20s, but the really good scores are under 6 minutes and 10 seconds. There are a couple of guys in this boat who've got really big ergo scores, and it really suit them for their real strength. The more powerful guys, it's really made for them. So we've got up and rowed about 3k up the river and just done some exercises, some drills. Just really worked on bringing the crew together. We've then turned round and then done some real sprint work, so starting off by doing the start of the race sequence, working through the first 10 strokes, and then building up to doing a 1-minute piece flat out.
For longer forms of racing, we train very differently. There's a lot of long distance paddling, there's a lot of race plans, whereas with a 350 metre sprint, it's more about you go as hard as you can for 350 metres and it's over. So the training we're doing here is, we'll still do the same basic technical training, but then after that, it's just we're going to practice that sprint, practice our start, because it's all about the start, and just keep repeating the same things. In the start, if you're not in sync, or if you miss a stroke, or if the boat's a little bit wobbly, that can kind of ruin your piece because that sets you up for the rest of it. And considering it's so short, if you have a start sequence that's 20 strokes and the race is only 40 strokes, then it's such a big component of your race.
You might have a better first 3 strokes than the crew next to you, and then that could be the end of the race because it could come down to tiny, tiny margins in such a short distance, which is what makes it so exciting to be a part of.
I think we should win the Power 8. I'm really confident we can win it. I think we've got a really good crew. There's no predisposed, these crews are going to beat these crews. There's no schools involved. It's all about you racing for your team. I'm really excited to see how we do, so I think we've got a really strong boat this year.
At the inaugural event in Bristol, Team Manchester set the pace, beating traditional rowing strongholds Oxford and Cambridge on the way to the final. There, against home crowd favourites Team Bristol, they set an event record of 51.3 seconds to secure victory and a place in the European Rowing Champions League finals in September.